a gay man or woman or couple that's really discriminated against, people are going to go back to this story and say, it's always an idiot. Now, what did was he trying to get clicks? What was he trying to gain from this? And I bet he hurry up. Oh, and I'm looking at a comment. Come on. The icing doesn't even look the same. I'm looking at the so-called slur on the actual cake. And so this guy said, oh, this is going to be cool. This is going to open some doors for the gay community. It's idiot. Oh, my God. We must talk about what's been happening overnight in the city of Cincinnati. I have received messages from individuals talking about the fact that there were shootings overnight, a murder. And she wanted me to just pay attention to any differences in the way the two stories are going to be reported. But I believe we're talking about Avondale. And there was a shooting in Avondale, I believe. If I'm wrong about that, set me straight. And police are saying that in one case, it stemmed from an altercation. I don't know, man. I'll be honest with you. Anyone out there who's listening who is pro-death penalty, you're part of the problem. Anyone out there listening right now, if you are pro-death penalty, you are a part of the violence culture. Period. Anyone? Are there any pro-death penalty in the church this morning? Any pro-death penalty people there? And I want you to just listen. Just hold me down for a second. Hold this thought down for a second. You are a major part of the vicious cycle of violence that everyone's complaining about in our streets. And most people don't even look at it that way. They're like, no, I'm pro-police. That means I'm tough on crime. Nah, it's counterintuitive. I'll tell you why. I will tell you why. Right after a few messages. My name is Nathan Ivey. This is the Nathan Ivey Show.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to mooch off your friends.
You gonna finish that grape?
You mean the one in my mouth?
You don't need to stop buying the necessities.
What you're smelling is a natural musk.
Ew.
You don't need to be a medical test subject.
How do you feel?
Mostly okay. Sometimes, though.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman.
We need a new stuntman. Let's break for lunch.
You just need an internet connection. Don't get left behind. Start your personal savings plan with the tips and tools on feedthepig.org. That way, you don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
All right, deal.
Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
It's Thursday night, and you're grabbing drinks with some friends. Started off with a pitcher for the table, which quickly becomes two. There's pool. And there's the photo booth.
All right, everybody squeeze in. Say cheese!
Followed naturally by an order of wings. And another.
Can we get some extra ranch sauce?
Then there's the ceremonial nightcap.
So what are we doing this weekend?
And lastly, it's back to the car, which, if you're buzzed, could be the most expensive night of your life. Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Well, good morning. Welcome back. Today is Tuesday, May 17th, 2016. You're listening to the Nathan Ivey Show, the last honest place in America. And my name is Nathan Ivey. Hey, good morning, Jane. Good to see you. Good morning, Tiffany. Welcome in, Damien. Good to see you. He writes, if the Heat were destroying the NBA, they would have won all 4 finals. That's why you have to play the games. Nothing is guaranteed, absolutely. But, some folks, man, they're just so reactionary. And I guess our culture makes us that way with so many impulses they induce in your body and your brain chemistry. If you're watching television and just absorbing media on a regular basis, hey, strike television. If you're on your smartphone surfing the internet, aren't you inundated with different ads, impulses to opt in here or there? It does that to you. But listen, competition breeds competition. Any real competitor will tell you that. So that's why when the Miami Heat constructed what a lot of folks thought was a super team, I never thought it was. I wasn't concerned that it was going to destroy the NBA. I told everyone, I said, listen, it's going to make these teams better. Competitors want to compete. They want to compete against the best. That's the heart of a champion. A real champion is not trying to find an easy way out. The damn easy way. I want to go straight through Cleveland. Because if we can beat them, then damn it, we can beat anybody. That's how most competitors are. And since you've got about 300 athletes, I believe, you just do the math roughly. I think they got 31 teams and 10 men per team. That's around that, about 300. That's it. There's only 300 professional NBA basketball players in the league at any particular time. You talk about a super subset of the American population. That's extremely elite. That's extremely elite. I mean, the best of the best of the best who then get lucky make it into the NBA. So on that level, man, they don't give a damn about Miami. They can't mind me. They can have all 5 starting 5 could be future Hall of Famers. Real competitors want to go straight through them. They want to go straight through them. So what happens is when you construct a so-called super team, you know what happens? It makes the other teams work harder. They have to step their game up. Same thing's happening with the Oklahoma City Thunder, I believe. All right, they've got to step their game up to the level of championship consistency in order to beat Golden State. And they might. Well, good morning to you. Mike writes, Cavs versus OKC. After one game? We need at least 3 or 4 more games. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Shauna. Good morning, Jared. He writes, good morning, everyone. Hashtag NI. Karamir writes, good morning, Cincinnati. Good morning. Jerica writes, good morning, family. Side note, okay. Oh, absolutely, Jerica. Absolutely. Jane writes, good game. OKC Thunder was balling last night. Yes, they were. Damn it, it's bittersweet. It's bittersweet, folks, because while I'm enjoying this immensely, okay, this is a distraction from what I'm doing on a regular basis on my grind. And I've been looking forward to this, even tonight's game, all week long, really. Every night you got competitive on a very high level professional teams playing, and that's a great thing. But it's going to be over soon. I mean, we're at the Western Conference Finals already. I mean, I guess I'll just ride it out. Because after that, what are the Reds doing right now? What's the Reds record? Somebody look it up for me, please, if you're inclined to do so. I mean, don't stop your car or anything like that, because I need you for the long run. But any baseball heads in the morning in the chat this morning? And if you've been listening and you've never joined the chat, why not? Chime in. Most definitely. All are welcome. And you don't have to agree with me. We can disagree. Simple as that. Jared Lux says, all right, so Curry's no-look passes leading to OKC points or fast breaks. Karamir writes, if Pastor Brown lied about Whole Foods writing fag on the cake, truly he doesn't believe his sexual behavior is an abomination. I like how you just kind of turned that back on him. Again, I'm struggling to understand what he thought he was going to get out of it other than clicks, notoriety. And if that's true, that worked. And I don't know. I don't know if that means that he doesn't believe his sexual behavior. Yeah, most gays don't believe that the way they are is an abomination, or that's something that they get over because society tells them that. Okay? Rhonda writes, I think the only people who felt like when LeBron went to Miami that it destroyed the NBA are LeBron haters because the Boston Celtics did it first in that case. Yeah. And then years before that, you had Gary Payton later, past his prime. Karl Malone past his prime. They tried to go over to the Los Angeles Lakers and get a ring with Kobe and Shaq. Didn't work. Malone tried to hit on Kobe's wife. They had some issues, right? So, I mean, this idea that you can't be smart and try to go get a ring because the way the sports culture is set up is all about the ring. Doesn't matter what you did to get there. In 2 years, nobody's going to remember anything other than the fact that you won. That's it. Evie writes, 15 wins, 29 losses. Well, that means she's what? What are they in last place? That's novel. I don't get it. But I know people keep telling me it's just about the game. It's not about the record. When Dusty was here, it was about the record. That was a big mistake. Letting Dusty go? I think we can all agree on that one. Absolutely. Many things percolating as well in the world of politics that we may get a chance to talk about this morning. But I want to talk about spend at least some time talking about these so-called shootings in the city of Cincinnati. And as I told you before the break, if you are someone who is pro-death penalty, then I'm here to tell you straight up, you are a part of the problem. Straight up. Straight up. And you are part of the problem if that's your mentality as it relates to the death penalty, because all you're doing is proliferating the idea that violence can solve your problems. That's it. If you water it down on some levels, you're going to get to that level in terms of what's really happening with the death penalty. Because you're not deterring crime. That's an old wives' tale. We all know that. You're not deterring crime. I mean, people who are deterred by crime are not criminals. Okay? It's real simple. Nothing's stopping people from doing that other than the fact that they're not criminals. They don't have that impulse in them. Criminals don't give a damn because they don't think they're going to get caught. It's the truth. So here's how it works. What's the idea behind pulling the trigger is that you can solve your issues with violence. That's when you water it down. That's what it's all about. Okay, I'm going to pull this trigger and it's going to be justice. I'm justified. I'm going to pull this trigger and whatever my immediate problem is going to be gone. Same thing with the death penalty. That by executing individuals and the state taking that ultimate authority, they're going to take away something that was given to you by God. Shouldn't God do that naturally? Christians, don't you believe that life is a gift of God? So who the hell are we, right, to decide when we don't want his gifts anymore, if you're a believer? Now, if you don't believe and you're kind of on the fence, then you can grapple with these weighty issues at some time on your own. But for folks who've got a clear understanding of who they are and how they feel, ponder that for a bit. Meditate on that for a bit. Police officers perpetuate the idea that you can solve your issues with guns. I mean, they don't mean to, but on some levels, I don't even think it's subliminal. Okay, I don't even think it's like subconscious. I think we get the message. Okay, that's what guns do. And really, if you look at like the sum total of all of the action movies that an American may view, right, growing up in our culture, loving your action movies. I mean, what's the sum total in terms of minutes and hours and seconds that someone does spend absorbing an environment where the good guys kill the bad guys? But it perpetuates the idea that killing is still okay. I see it very clearly. Some people have, over the years, accused me of being progressive. To hell with those people. I don't know what that even means. How can you be too progressive? I mean, either you have a philosophy and a viewpoint or you don't. Omar writes, the Bible